Make sure you listen to my daddy's podcast right now. Is it best show in the world?
And this is the Cards Face Up Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ty Hill. You already know what we do over here on this segment called I Declare War with Ty Hill. This is one of those segments where we bring on somebody I consider to be a legend. And today, it's no different. We got on a legend, you feel me? Today's guest is a popular female rapper from one of the most iconic rap labels in rap history, No Limit Records. She took the scene by storm probably before we even knew what she did, because Master P was one of those people you remember back in the day. He used to put the album covers that was coming inside the books from the people that was already out. So if you bought a No Limit CD or tape, you know it already had a book in there that showed you exactly what was coming up. And hers was one of those covers that drove every man crazy. She quickly became every little boy, every teenager, every old man, every grandfather fantasy, you know, and her explicitness of her cover was one of those mainstream. It was something that mainstream have never seen before, in my opinion. We had the Little Kim hardcore, you know, people pushed the line, hardcore pushed it. Adina Howard, what was it? You Want to Ride with the Freak Like Me? They pushed it, but she literally crossed whatever line of explicitness was taken with that cover. And then she dropped this song, and we're gonna look. Without further ado, I want to welcome to the show Miss Mercedes. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
Look, we appreciate you coming on. I know you're busy. Y'all doing a lot of moving. I wanna first of all jump right into that song, because that's featuring. I got a chance to see that done up live, close and personal, very, very recently with you and Mac after what, 21 years, 22 years?
Yeah, we never actually got a chance to perform it. So that was literally our first time ever performing it when we started the tour. So yeah, it was live. Like I personally didn't even know he was gonna be there, because you know, with him just coming home, you know, they gotta get permission and all that kind of stuff. So we wasn't really too sure. We had to make 2 different show edits. But like literally like hours before the show, I found out he was actually gonna be there. So it was live. It was definitely a vibe.
Well, welcome home, Mac. You feel me? I've said it
Absolutely.
on here before, but welcome home, Mac. You feel me? So how does it feel? I know you said it's a vibe, but what that shit feel like that after all these years, not only Mac being home, but the fact that the fans, the audience is still receptive of that fucking song. They singing every word.
It's nuts. The kids be knowing it. I like, even if I just go to the club, I kind of like look around, because I always been low key. So I go in a lot of places and people don't really. I get more attention now because of social media than before. Like I get stares, but people don't really just say too much. So I kind of play the background, and I'll be looking around like, they really know this song. Like it be kids, and I'm like, do y'all know how old this song is? Like it's a blessing for sure, man, that we got something that been rocking for 20 plus years. So yeah, I appreciate it.
It's a classic, because even if we talk about hit songs, you know, like you said, the kids know it. Hit songs don't necessarily mean that it's going to hit with every generation. You feel me? It's going to die off once the next generation. So of course that song came out with our generation. So us 35 and over, we know it and shit. But for it to still be hitting with the kids, like, man, that shit is dope. So you from Detroit, Michigan?
Yeah, the Dirty D.
Yeah, and right now y'all are very, very fucking popular thanks to HBO and 50 Cent and them over there, Big Meats and things with the BMF and stuff. So you come from that whole thing. They ran like kind of Detroit as far as the 90s, from what the show was showing and stuff. Did you have any type of what was Detroit to you back in the 90s? I mean, before the No Limit days, what was that growing up there?
Pretty much what you see is hood. A lot of what you know, or the people you know, you kind of know what areas is cool for you to be in and not. Fortunately, I have a big family, so I pretty much can go anywhere, and I always have. So I jumped off the porch pretty early. I was out here doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing in these clubs, young as hell, you know. But it was all, I had older siblings, so I never did too much. I just was exposed early, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of prepped me for when I did go off to school and I got to mixing and mingling with these people. And, I kind of know how to move and shake with just about anybody, whether you hood, corporate, or whatever, I got a good background. So I was exposed and allowed to do a lot of things. I saw a lot. I grew up in the crack era, so
right.
we saw a lot.
Yeah. So that's real shit. I coming from Detroit, how the hell did you get with Master P? Because at this time in 98, 97, I'm guessing that's around the time you signed. I know the album
actually
dropped
it was 96.
Wow.
Well, my family is from New Orleans, so
okay.
I've always, like those are my two homes. Like literally, I spent all my summers there as a child, and I was here for school and normal stuff. But in the ninth grade, my uncle was actually the director of athletics at Xavier, and when he did his retirement party, of course, when you can sing every type of function that your family have, they want you to sing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like 14 and singing with a live band. So I actually got approached with a full ride for a music scholarship in the ninth grade. So it was pretty much a given to where I was gonna go because my mama wasn't too cool with just letting me go to another state. It was either gonna be here or there because she felt a lot more comfortable with me having family close by. So I went to Xavier fall of 96. I did a talent show. And like the next 2 days, I was at a basketball game, and C Murder and Cain and Abel happened to be there, and they approached me just to do a track. Just they needed somebody to sing because at the time they only had me an ex. They didn't have an actual singer, so they picked me up one day. We drove out to Baton Rouge. I heard the track. I sang on it. It actually was my first release with them on the Unbounded soundtrack. But literally, by the time I finished recording it, P had to walk into the studio. And, people don't know him, but he liked to joke a lot. And he can be a tad bit intimidating to people, but it didn't work with me. So, he he kind of like, say, Red, what you doing here? And, you recording, huh? And he like, you want to do that professionally? I'm like, well, yeah, actually I do, because I had been in singer groups, like, multiple, like trying to push it. We had offers, but by the time I went to college, we didn't have nothing on the table. So it was kind of like, we all knew what we wanted to do, but it was kind of like, if you get the offer, go ahead and take it. And if you could bring us in, then, that's cool too. Right. And he basically was like, we don't have no female, if you're going to do this for real, I'm finna sign you. You hear that and you assume that, they playing, but it was no game. Like literally in a matter of a week, I had a contract. I flew out to Houston so we could shoot the cover, and I hit the ground running.
Yeah, you definitely hit the ground running. That I'm tripping because that cover was in so many CD covers before it actually dropped. And and like you said, I'm about the soundtrack and shit like that. I don't even think we knew back then. So what did those Master P deals look like back in 96? What those they life changing back then or not yet?
Not per se. I mean, in a sense they were, but it wasn't
money
per the contract. You get what I'm saying? Like the contract was a typical contract, but because the structure of everything was like family, and then you gotta think by it only being two females, they kind of like, once I was a part of the team, I was a part of the team. So I done adopted all these brothers, and now it's, what you need, or you ain't got to, here you go, they don't want me asking nobody for nothing, and because I'm a part of this camp, they don't want nobody word getting out that I need, and so it had its perks, but it wasn't that it was in the contract. You get what I'm saying? So I pretty much was spoiled and got to do what I wanted to do.
I got you.
I was young.
So,
I was only 18. So yeah, it was fun.
That's I want to know about back to the. I know we staying on the cover for a second, but
No, I don't mind.
yo, you were 18 years old taking that cover, and the topics of your CD. You know, I mean, shit. The second song was what? Pussy.
Yeah, pussy make the world go round.
Yeah, like how did the family look at it with you doing those type of songs? Was it like, what the fuck, Mercedes?
Well, actually, the content for the album went with the cover. So we figured strategically it gotta make sense. We don't put this sexy cover out here, so we kind of gotta sell sex. And I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw it, because you gotta think this when graphic design really first made its foot in the door, and I had no idea what my album cover was gonna look like. I had multiple outfit changes.
Mm-hmm.
We was using green screen, so I don't know what's gonna be the end result and what picture will be approved. Like I didn't know what we was going with. And actually by the time I saw it, we all saw our album covers at the same time. So it's like one went in and saw this, everybody coming out the office excited. And I go in and I'm like, oh no, I don't like this. Because like anybody that know me know I can be a girly girl, but I've always been a tomboy. I'm rough around the edges. So for me to see this of myself, I'm like, I didn't feel comfortable. And I'm like, my daddy is gonna kill me. Like y'all can't put this out. Like I wasn't one of them ones who daddy wasn't around, you know. Y'all got to do something about this. And they like everybody mouth dropped. And I'm like, why y'all looking like that? They like, cause we already sent it off to the Vibe magazine. I'm like, y'all lying. So at this point now I know I got to go and I got to have a conversation with my daddy because I know he gonna open this magazine. I know his phone gonna get to ringing and it's gonna be a problem. But all in all, everybody that knows me personally, and they know that I'm not like that. So it wasn't an issue. And then, like I said, you make music for people to relate to. It don't necessarily mean that that's who I am. You get what I'm saying? So I really just wanted a body of work that made sense. And I think we executed. I mean, we really, a lot of people don't know, but I did that album in 7 days. Like literally, like the video, treatment for the video, everything. Like I got no sleep. So of course there are songs that I feel like they weren't my best, but considering the time that it took and what we put into it, I can't complain. Like it is what it is. I know and I hear a lot that, you know, it's like one of the best put together albums where you can actually sit and it roll, you know? So I'm satisfied.
Even all these years later, you know, we talking what, 23 years later now? Even 23 years later, I could still rock to that shit because I still listen to that shit, point blank. And we also got to keep in mind, I mean, we talking, it still peaked at number 34 on the Billboard. You know, it's still Billboard 200, and it still was number 12 on the top R&B and hip hop chart. So it's still charted like shit. So
exactly,
we're not the only ones that think that it was a great album. You know, like niggas really was rocking to it. You know, and that's those special things that I mean about those moments of times. You know, you share part of that nostalgia moments inside people's life with that. Even if it's just the CD cover, because I'm telling you, for years we were just looking at the CD cover.
I know.
When the hell the album was dropping?
By the time the album had a release date, we had did the tour for TRU, the I'm About It tour basically. But by that time, TRU album, the first one, you know, with the skull head, with the ski mask. Yeah. So by that time, that had been dropped, and we toured, and my schedule was so hectic, I had to withdraw from school. And by that time, you know, I got a taste of tour life. So it was kind of like, you know what? If I'm gonna have downtime, I want to be able to be around my sisters and my mom and them. So I had to come back to Detroit. And I was at home one day and I'm looking through a Vibe magazine my damn self and I see a release date. And I'm like, well, hey, y'all got a release date and I ain't recorded nothing because you got to think we couldn't work with other producers. So I'm baffled. I'm like, how they gonna put an album out and we don't have no content? So it was funny because I got on the phone. You know, back then we didn't have cell phones. So
right.
I called out to the office and the young lady that was answering the phone, she didn't know who I was. Well, by my real name. So I asked for P, you know, he's not here. Everybody asked for, she shot me down. So I'm like, okay, well, look, take my number down. It's Mercedes. She like, wait, hold on. So ironically, everybody that wasn't just there is now on the speakerphone. Like, where you at? We need you to get on a plane and come to California because we got X amount of days to knock this out. And I'm like, oh, okay, because I thought I was tripping. I'm like, y'all got a release date and I ain't did nothing. So I'm trying to figure out how this finna go. And we literally rented out like a whole compound where it had like 4 different studios and we lived in it for a week. Like literally I probably went home for like 3-4 in the morning and was back at 8 every day.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a grind, but yeah, we had fun.
Yeah. Yo, Serv told us a story like that. Mr. Serv told us a story. Shout out to Big Homie and shit. He was like, he did that shit all the time, like release your album cover and shit, dates and all of that shit. You ain't got no music for it recorded, so I know it's true.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that shit true.
Like, what?
Look, like I said, we looking at that cover for years, and I honestly didn't even know. I think by the time I actually got the tape, you know, this back then, you know, no disrespect to nobody. Y'all know what the fuck the 90s was like. This back then when bootleg was very, very fucking heavy. Or you just get a tape that somebody them recorded you and
made, yeah.
Exactly. I don't even think, and I know at least 12 songs on the album, you know, words of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't even think I realized after all that time that, yo, this is the same album with her bent over because we did not know that shit took a second. Like we got the album cover way before we actually got the music. So, and how the hell did Kentel go with it? Was Kentel on something else?
Who?
That you ain't got to say too much about it. What is it
called?
called?
Yeah, you know what happened? They okay, so anybody that knows No Limit history knows like we had them back to back to back.
Right.
So my album dropped. Fiend dropped. I want to say There's One in Every Family.
That was the first one.
And then we did a promo tour. So while we was out on promo tour, you know, we pushing our singles. They had them been advertising the 504 Boys. So they had to put stuff together for that album. And they ended up taking Mr. Womp Womp and I Can Tell and putting it on 504 Boys to basically give more exposure. And that's why it's a lot of people that don't know that it's my song. Like, because if you go to the DJ, like I got people that'll go to the DJ right now, like, can you play Mercedes? And they be like, oh no, I don't have that song. And they be like, 504 Boys. And they don't even have to select the song. They know exactly what they're talking about.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a re-release on the 504 Boys. But actually a couple of my songs, I want to say one of them was on Only God Can Judge Me.
Okay.
And That's Crazy About You. And then it's another one.
Crazy About You hard as shit. That's my shit.
Yeah. So they had a couple of my songs that people know. They just don't know that it came from my album. Yeah. So yeah, it's kicks.
The marketing strategy that nigga did, Master P still is goddamn genius the way that he do stuff.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah, he was on it like
every
you said,
Tuesday.
back to
every Tuesday we had something dropping.
It was impossible, like nigga. It was impossible. See, I think Master P is probably the only label No Limit artist is the only people that could understand bootleg. Y'all niggas gotta know we ain't had that much fucking money to buy a new CD every damn Tuesday. That nigga was really
yeah, every Tuesday for sure. Like it was nuts.
So you got your style is singing and rapping.
Yeah, you know, actually, I just picked up the rapping because it just made sense by me being around it, and they wanted me to be a little more diverse. So it was just something that I picked up, and I ended up developing a love for, because I had been singing since I was 5. Choirs, competitions, all that kind of stuff. But once I started to dibble and dabble with it, I'm like, okay, I'm a little nice.
Yeah.
I mess with this. It's cool. So yeah, it was cool.
I love how you put it together. So you listening to the new artists today, you know, you got your Meg Stallion and stuff like that, City Girls and all of those. Do you hear yourself in the newer artists?
I do. I like the raunchy rap.
I do too.
I do. I fuck with it. And I really like the fact that they're not being judged. Because back when I was out, you know, if you didn't have money behind you to put it in these DJs' hands and, you know, get it played, and then they will censor everything. You know, like you had videos that you couldn't even play it on the jukebox if you wanted to call and request it your damn self. Right. Like you had to stay up late at night and watch BET After Dark. Like
BET After Dark, BET Uncut.
Yeah, so I like that. I like that they get a fair shot, you know, like regardless of their content. And I like the fact that even the males fuck with it, you know, like, so that's cool. I tilt my hat to them. I fuck with the female rappers.
I definitely hear it. I was listening to City Girls the other day, and I was like, yeah, I definitely hear the style. Not like jacking or nothing, but just like you said, it's a different world.
You can tell they do their homework. Whoever, even if it's not them, whoever they working with, like they do their homework.
Doing it. Even down to, like you said, you like the raunchy rap. Shit, I like the raunchy R&B. The singing, these
I do.
They able to, man. They able to sing about dick, pussy. They able to sing about everything now without being.
You don't really hear ballads anymore because they could just they just get right down to it. But I love it though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So with all your writing over there, were you doing all of your writing as far as your music?
Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, it was always, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people don't know studio vibe, but even if, you know, like I might be stuck somewhere and somebody over here and hear where I'm going with it and might be like, oh no, you need to say this, you know. So it was always that type of environment where we fed off of each other. So you can kind of tell when you hear songs with people that you can tell the features when they actually sat there and vibe, opposed to I'm gonna send you a track and you gonna jump on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a whole different. I think the project comes out a lot better when you can actually sit and work with the person that's going to be on the song.
I always felt like that's what No Limit brought anyway, as far as all y'all always being on each other albums. You know, you had the little part at the bottom that was featuring. That shit always had the same people featuring, and it'd be the whole fucking No Limit nigga. Just say your roster, the whole No Limit roster featuring.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah,
that shit had
wasn't no outside nothing. Not no outside producers, not no outside artists. Like literally everything. Once you was a part of the team, I don't care if you did video, photography, whatever it was, you was with us.
You was a part of the team. That's real. So we got the success of the first album. And then we have the disappearance of Mercedes. And word is, you wanted to go to school? You went to law school? Or is that just something?
I don't. I'm going to be honest. I don't know where that came from. Because, like I said, you know, we didn't have lines for people to, like, we barely had an email address.
Right.
So it wasn't like somebody on the PR team could just call me and say, well, hey, what you want us to say? I don't know. I was told this a lot, and that might be why they just said we're gonna run with this, because I'll debate your ass down. Like, especially if I know what I'm talking about. So that could be where that came from. But honestly, it was never my avenue. Music was always my passion. Even to this day, like, if I can't be in the forefront, I always want to be able to help other people, whether it's putting you in touch with somebody or actually sitting and working with you, because I know they don't do a a lot of people don't train. And then like now with social media, you could go viral tomorrow. You know, a lot of people aren't ready for this.
You don't know shit.
Yeah, so I have such a passion that's where I feel like I'll always be. You know, even if I'm not in the front, I want to be behind the scenes because I just love it that much. Like, but no, I don't know. I never pursued a law degree. I never studied for the LSAT. Like,
they got a whole damn life about you that ain't
and then
real.
the crazy thing is, because now we in the digital age. We just not got it to where my album is actually available now. So like, it took a minute for all that kind of stuff because you have to think. So long ago, companies that was affiliated with this don't even exist no more. So, you got to go through the proper channels because ain't nobody trying to catch no lawsuit. And even with my Wikipedia, like I've tried to change this and I'll get an update like it was changed. Like, why y'all keep trying to make me a lawyer? I am not a lawyer, but I mean, you give me something to read and you need me to have your back, I'll do that. That's for sure. But no, I'm not a lawyer.
So I was really, because I was like, okay, that makes sense. So what made you walk away? Because you didn't. I mean, it's not like you wasn't popular. It's not like we aren't still 20 something years later still waiting. You see the love you get on stage, or did you not know that the love existed?
It's not that. I'm gonna be honest. At the time, neither Detroit or New Orleans was the place to be for music. And not long after my album, that's when everything started to happen. I actually found out, just like everybody else, that, there was no more nolimit, and, they had talks of this and that. Like, I still to this day is stuff that I don't know. So, given the fact that, by the time my album had dropped, I was already living here. My avenues weren't there. So it wasn't like, I just felt like, oh, well, let me go move to California. Like, I never been, I'm a to myself type of person. I ain't never just been, let me jump out there and see what's going to happen.
Right.
So that's kind of like what it was. I knew I had contacts, but I didn't know to what degree. And, with age you get knowledge, if I knew then what I know now, I probably would still be very much so relevant right now. But, just the fact of taking it all in, not knowing what happened, and, because now what they call it now? Do they call it blackballing?
Yeah. No,
it's the cancel culture.
They cancel you now. We in the cancel culture.
Yeah, it's the cancel culture. Well, back then they blackballed you. So
yeah.
I didn't know if, that might have been, issues, because I really didn't know any of the particulars of what was going on. So it was kind of like, let me just fill this out, because I ain't trying to catch no heat behind nothing when you really don't know what's going on. And even still then, like at the beginning of 2000, we was just getting cell phones, and, it's still, I've always been, I raised, we was both raised in the era where it's dangerous to meet people online, and, all this kind of stuff. So more than anything, I always wanted to be safe. So I just, unfortunately, I never just jumped out there. But I know at the time I could have easily went to New York or went to LA and made something happen. You know what I'm saying?
I think that it definitely could have been, because it seemed genuine. The shit that you was doing, it seemed genuine, even down to your style. You're so low key and shit in person. So you're so low key and shit. So to see this type of the behavior that you put on that inside that studio is dope, because that's like, music is supposed to be that alter ego. It's supposed to be that shit that comes out of you. The shit that you can't give everybody. And so we thank you for those memories and shit like that. So here we are in 2022. The No Limit tour is back on, right?
It is.
Because it was a break in between, right?
Yeah, because of COVID. We was swamped. The dates was coming in crazy, but COVID really, shut it down. And then a lot of promoters lost a lot of money with that, because booking out them big old venues, you got to think everybody's taking a loss, even the venues at this point. So wasn't nobody getting their money back, so it's kind of, now we getting the ball rolling, you know, the money is being made. So they not, you know, too apprehensive about jumping out there and, okay, let's schedule this date. Let's lock everybody in. And I feel like it's progressing. It's definitely going to get better. I'm sure other things will be added. I've heard talks of different things. So, yeah, I get, you know, comments all the time. Y'all need to come here. Y'all need to come there. Y'all need to tell y'all promoters because it's really not on us, you know. So for sure, like we absolutely love the feedback and the fact that y'all still rock with us so heavy, so many years later, because like the whole crowd be camouflage. I be wondering where they get it from because I be looking for it myself.
Listen,
it be hard to find. But
old people, young people, everybody be in that motherfucker camouflage. They let the weed
so
smoke,
funny.
you
like,
know.
You know, we use social media, so we be finding the girls to do our makeup. And just at this last show, the girl who did Mia's makeup, she was young. And she said, yeah, me and my boyfriend come in, and they couldn't have been no more than 25. And we look like, Mia gonna say, oh, your mama, you probably go see some of your mama's friends and your aunties.
Look, that's real shit. Like everybody be in that audience. When we came, we got to see everybody, you know, and would always make me feel good about just what y'all put down as far as being a part of history is the hood niggas that come out. You feel me?
Yeah.
You can't get too many street niggas that want to come out
and then it's still a good time. Like we ain't had nothing jump out at none of our events. Like it's not.
They coming to enjoy that. They literally are dressed up in fatigues. They coming to enjoy that shit, and it's rare that you can get that because when you really in the streets like that, niggas don't like to come out. Niggas don't like to be in spots where they showing like them niggas is front row, throwing up shit, got they soldier rags and shit. We in Baltimore. I'm telling y'all, I ain't lying. Like y'all see the videos. I post some videos. I'm gonna post some more and shit after this and shit. Soldier rags in the air. I got my hood niggas in there. Like, man, that shit feels good. Like, and it's that moment. Like, this is what this show is built on. That nostalgia, that shit that just take you back in the day. Like, I had one of my big homies hit me up. He said, "Oh, I ain't look like no groupie, did I?" I swear, one of the streetest niggas I know. That nigga, I ain't look like no groupie though, did I? I said, no, nigga, you look like you enjoyed yourself. But he realized, nigga, I let my guard all the way down. Like, we was in that. I was happy. That nigga was happy. So, man, so y'all brought that to us. Last thing, should we be waiting for some more Mercedes music?
I feel like we should. Yeah, y'all should. Actually, everybody just about been working on stuff. We got stuff that like catalog, like that's just been sitting. I don't know if you heard the project that KL put out. It was early part of last year. He had some classics on there. It's the Drum Major. It's actually a song on there that I did, me and Fiend. But he got some bangers on there. And I have some stuff that I personally have been sitting on. I've been networking with people, you know, Atlanta, people here, just about anywhere. St. Louis. I got a few of my dudes that's cool with the engineering and the producing, and I got some stuff I'm gonna leak out here. I just want the timing to be right. And I had a few issues where I got really bad allergies and sinuses, and I had to have a procedure done. So I'm all healed up from that. Cause I recorded, but you know how your worst critic, I'm like, no, that could be better, or I sound too nasal. So that was my issue. Just basically having to re-record some stuff. But I got some stuff I'm sitting on. I'm for sure gonna do. I'm gonna drop a couple singles, and depending on the feedback, I'm gonna for sure drop a little EP and possibly more.
Well,
we got some visuals. I'm actually trying to. We actually are putting it together to shoot a video for I Can Tell, since we never ever got to do a visual. Cause like literally, like when we did our promo tour, the shit was going down. So like he had dropped Shell Shock in the midst of us doing our promo tour, and all the stuff hit the fan. So like literally we never got a chance. Like we never even got a chance to promo it, like just take a picture. Hey, this is the song, like nothing. So I think that we kind of got to do it in a way that it'll make sense because we not young, but we for sure want to give the fans a visual because it's just our appreciation to them for fucking with it for so long. So I think they'll appreciate it and it'll do numbers.
Y'all need to do it. That's part of the culture. Y'all fucking need to do it. I want all of my listeners, all of my motherfucking listeners to go to Mercedes' IG page, wherever the fuck y'all find that. She gonna tell y'all where to find that. But go to her fucking IG page and drop that shit. Because she needs to drop some fucking music, especially, listen, black don't crack and you prove it. You feel me? You're still out here looking young, so you can do this shit. You feel me? You ain't like, see, it's a difference coming back years later and then you look old and shit. But you can come back years later and still fit in with the young girls.
I hear it all the time.
You good.
I can't even go nowhere. I can't even go nowhere with my 19-year-old son, and they be like,
"Oh, he'd probably be pissed."
Like, they be thinking I'm his girl, and he be like, "Man." So I hear that all the time. I'm for sure my age, but I still got it. I think your girl can still rock the mic and give him a little bit.
I know for a fact you can, and we love you. So I want you to make sure that you give us something. Just don't keep us waiting. I want you to tell all the fans where they can reach you at, contact you, not contact you, but reach you at, follow you, keep up to date with you, so that when you do drop that shit, they know. Tell us how they get in touch with you.
I'm on all social media platforms, IG, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok. I got all of them. And my YouTube, everything is under Miss Lady Mercedes, MZLADY MERCEDS. And I have links in my bio that'll take you to just about every page. I update. I have a website, so like I have merch and all that good stuff. And it's a link to everything. Get you some shirts to rock to the shows. And we, with everything with the COVID stuff, it's been kind of hard, but please know we definitely want to do meet and greets and that kind of stuff. It's just kind of hard right now because depending on where you go, they have certain restrictions. So it's definitely not that we don't want to fuck with y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all for fucking with us for so long. And we setting up some stuff. So for sure, if you can get to a concert, make sure you come. From time to time, I might go live so y'all can get a little footage if it was sold out and you couldn't get a ticket, But we out here.
Y'all, trust me when I say, like I said, I was out the front close and personal. The show is still fucking fire. Mercedes and them still killing it. The whole No Limit family still fucking killing it. So wherever y'all see them at, if you're close enough, go visit. Make sure y'all go to our page, like, subscribe, follow, all that shit that you need to do on whatever platform it is you do. And you know what we need you to do over here at Cards Face Up Podcast. We need y'all to fucking go. We're on all streaming platforms. That's Apple, Spotify, Google, what is it? Amazon. We're everywhere. Anywhere that you can stream a podcast, we are there. Go follow and subscribe that shit. Also, YouTube. We got 2 pages. Each one gives different content, same content. We giving y'all specials on each one. Go there, follow us. It's YouTube /Cards Face Up Podcast, and then it's the YouTube /Cards Face Up TV. Go ahead and get that. Make sure you subscribe, like, say something to a nigga. Don't forget to go to Mercedes' page. Tell her drop that shit. We appreciate y'all. Stay blessed.